Hello, my name is Caitlyn. I'm here to tell you all about Chapter 15, Making It Matter Through the Power of Inquiry. This chapter was written by Jeffrey D. Wilhelm and Michael W. Smith. They are both professors of education, and they led a study entitled Reading Don't Fix No Chevys. And it followed a group of adolescent boys and really studied what made them enjoy reading and get engaged in reading and what made them excited about it. They won an award for distinguished research in 2003 following that research study. A couple of questions that this chapter raised were: how do teachers get kids excited about reading and develop a purpose within reading and have motivation for reading rather than a teacher just giving them something to read and them reading it? The authors begin by talking about how to create a sense of flow in your classroom and with your students. And what that means is just how to get them excited and how do you get them engaged in a piece of literature. And they identified 5 elements. I'll go through them briefly. The first one is competence and control. Students want to know how to do things so that they can do them correctly, and they want to have a voice in it. They want to have some sense of individuality in it. Second, there needs to be an appropriate balance between challenge and assistance to meet the challenge. So it needs to be not too easy, not too hard. It needs to have a challenge, but also needs to be attainable. And the third one is clear goals and immediate feedback. Students want to know what the final outcome is, and they want to know if they're doing it right, just like most of us would. The fourth one is immersion in the immediate. Kids love instant gratification, and in order to do that, in order to incorporate that, teachers need to include something that is immediate. So if you're working with middle school students, having a long-term thought, such as like college or, something that would happen in your 30s, that would be kind of hard for them to connect with. So something immediate that they can connect with. And also the fifth is the importance of social and social interaction. The study that these authors did showed that students thrived more and they were more engaged when they were in a group setting. The next part talked about how do teachers actually instill a sense of these 5 elements in their lessons and in their teaching. And they suggested to use inquiry, basically posing real life questions that affect the students' lives and spark debate, so that it's not necessarily a matter of having information or not having the information. They do have the skill set because they have their own ideas about their own lives. So, for example, kids love their cell phones. Start your unit with a debate or a question: should students be allowed to have their cell phones at school? And all the students have a voice in it, all of them have an idea about it. And it's not about whether you know something or you don't know something, it's about what you think and using that to lead your instruction. The next part talked about the different kinds of text that students can use. Most often in middle school, high school level courses, the most often times students get like passages or, just plain articles or really, really dense literature materials. And although that's always a great element to have, there are other kinds of text in the real world that students will actually be reading in a real life setting that are not often incorporated. So, and that will actually engage them as well. So the author suggested using humor, so cartoons and jokes. Kids always connect with those. Musical texts, lyrics, movies with the subtitles in movies, magazines, graphic novels. Those are real life reading materials, and those are often not really seen in the classroom. Um, there was an example given about a food critic who was always eating to critique and never got to read for fun. So he kind of lost the joy of going out to eat and casual dining and going out to nice restaurants because all they ever did was critique. He never got to just eat and enjoy the good food. Some other ideas were how-to guides, newspaper articles, and websites to gain information. And another interesting one was video games. Video games actually have a lot of reading involved in them. They have characters, narratives, often real life issues, and the competence is clear. Whoever's playing the video game, you know exactly what you got to do to get out. You get immediate feedback, like, if you don't do something right, you go back a level, or, something happens. It usually has fun and humor, and it involves some real life. So that is an overview of this chapter. It's a focus on what makes kids excited about reading. It really is just how to make it real for them, how to make it attainable, and how students can build a connection with their reading. All right, bye.